দ্য কনক্লেভত জলবায়ু পৰিৱৰ্তনক লৈ গুৰুত্বপূৰ্ণ আলোচনা বান খহনীয়াৰ প্ৰসংগয়ো স্থান পালে আলোচনাত অসমত চলি থকা বন ধ্বংস সন্দৰ্ভতো আলোচনা প্ৰতিদিন টাইমৰ ৰাজনৈতিক সম্পাদক নয়ন প্ৰতিম কুমাৰে পৰিচালনা কৰা এই গুৰুত্বপূৰ্ণ আলোচনাত অংশ লৈ চাৰিগৰাকী সমল ব্যক্তি ক্ৰমে প্ৰাক্তন মুখ্য বন সংৰক্ষক তথা কাজিৰঙা ৰাষ্ট্ৰীয় উদ্যানৰ ক্ষেত্ৰ সঞ্চালক যতীন্দ্ৰ শৰ্মা নতুন দিল্লীৰ টেৰিৰ জ্যেষ্ঠ সঞ্চালক ডক্টৰ দীপাংকৰ চহৰীয়া অশোকা বিশ্ববিদ্যালয়ৰ সহযোগী অধ্যাপক ডক্টৰ মিতুল বৰুৱা আৰু হায়দৰাবাদ বিশ্ববিদ্যালয়ৰ অধ্যাপক খান খাম সোৱান হাউচিঙে জলবায়ু পৰিৱৰ্তন আৰু ইয়াৰ কাৰকসমূহৰ ওপৰত বিস্তৃত বৰ্ণনা আগবঢ়াই ডক্টৰ দীপাংকৰ চহৰীয়াই কয়
Climate has already changed, but the big question is how to deal with that and who is to blame for it. Sir, what's your take on this?
If I speak about Northeast, we have seen the changes, the erratic rainfall, the sudden rise of temperature last September. Few days back we have seen the temperature rising so much. Then you have the extreme events that are happening and disasters happening. Northeast is the most vulnerable place in India that is affected by climate change, and we really need to work on it. It is not something that, I say that I am affected and you are not affected. Each of one is affected.
আনফালে জলবায়ু পুনৰ্বিন্যাস সন্দৰ্ভত যথেষ্ট তথ্য সমৃদ্ধ বৰ্ণনা আগবঢ়াই ডক্টৰ মিতুল বৰুৱাই
To fight against climate change, we have to adopt climate resilience strategies. So, what are the unique climate strategies and opportunities we have?
We know that every year it's getting flooded several times. Erosion, just to give you one figure, Gorakhohonia, Banpani aru Gorakhohonia, right? So erosion in Assam since 1950 till now we have lost 7.4% of the land mass, that is 8,000 square kilometer. 8,000 borgo kilometer, just imagine that. Now, one rain, Guwahati gets flooded, right? If you look at the hills, other hill states, beyond Assam, like they're rapidly changing, rampant urbanization, infrastructures spreading to places that they shouldn't. So my point is, these are not directly related to climate change. These are issues of environmental governance, right? These are we really need to, like flood in Assam is not because of climate change. Climate change is making it worse, right? Climate change is making erosion worse. So I think what we really need to think about is larger questions of accountability of the state, the whole question of how do you govern, right? And I will come to later, how do we include people in policies and all of that. I think that's part of the action discussion. But I will come to, I very deliberately am not talking about climate change because I really want to foreground that some of the environmental issues facing us as a whole and Northeast in particular are questions of everyday environmental governance.
জলবায়ু নীতি বিষয়ক এক প্ৰশ্নৰ উত্তৰত খান খাম সোৱান হাউচিঙে কয়
So what could be the policy option for us? One is, of course, that given that forest is a concurrent subject, and given that social and economic planning is also falling within what we call the concurrent subject, it also demands that there is a coordinated policy framework both at the national, state as well as at the local level in ways that makes forest management or social forestry policies more inclusive as well as participatory. Unfortunately, we do not have any other alternative out of it.
অসমত চলি থকা বন ধ্বংস আৰু ইয়াৰ প্ৰভাৱৰ ওপৰত যথেষ্ট গুৰুত্বপূৰ্ণ মন্তব্য ডক্টৰ দীপাংকৰ চহৰীয়াৰ
Deforestation is a matter of great concern to the northeastern states. So my question is, how does deforestation affect local communities and indigenous people?
Deforestation is happening, but more than deforestation, degradation of forest is more harming the local communities. What's degradation is, slowly the dense forest becomes, sparsely, the trees are being removed. When we meet our daily requirement from the forests are degraded. Even Assam across north, if you start from Kokrajhar to Balipara, you can see the first deforestation, now degradation. The both has happened, and we really have to take care. The communities living We have to make them understand and also give them livelihood opportunities. You please don't say that, stop using the forest. You give them opportunities, then they will, like carbon finance. Once carbon finance, they will conserve the forest. So you have to give livelihood opportunities, you have to make them aware, you have to make them learn better use of the non-timber forest products. Therefore, then they can be benefited. Otherwise, we are totally dependent. The communities living there, they don't understand climate change. They don't understand what changes are taking place all around. You have to make them aware, make them feel that,
অসমৰ বান সমস্যা সন্দৰ্ভত এক প্ৰশ্নৰ উত্তৰত যতীন্দ্ৰ শৰ্মাই কয়,
Mr. Sharma can explain us about if there is any traditional practices to combat these issues because Dr. Sharma Dangoria, মই যদি আপোনাৰ সন্মুখত কওঁ যে বিগত 7 বছৰত only in 7 years we have lost total amount of loss was 17,509 crore rupees due to the floods in Assam.
Yeah, that is, this is intangible is much more loss actually because monetarily, okay, 7,000 crores, not a big, huge amount. Otherwise, we are losing much more. See, flood control until unless we can restore the forest areas, when a runoff to jate hobon ware, we have to keep intact our natural forest. There is no alternative to that. And resilience to protect this, we have to go by nature-based solutions. Recently we had a talk, we had a very day-long, 2-day long in fact, deliberations organized by the Water Resources Department in Assam. And a lot of people came from all over the world actually, all experts, Vinayati, Orubotu, Asilam, all over. So we had discussed thoroughly and those are the spaces which should plant along the embankments. Aru ghas bilak ase, ghas bilakot amar etia vetiver opor adi kori. Napier grass to ase etia is also an exotic species, napier to, but still we can hear and we have seen the Dulu Bora Asama Nogot, Hati Khana Kane. See, because I am directly involved with all those guys, Napier gas to kiman kini protein dibo pare. So those kind of alternatives we must think and go ahead with all those.
জলবায়ু পৰিৱৰ্তনৰ প্ৰত্যাহ্বানসমূহৰ সৈতে মোকাবিলা কৰাৰ দিশত অভিযোজনা আৰু স্থিতিস্থাপকতাক মূল বিষয়বস্তু হিচাপে লৈ অনুষ্ঠিত এই আলোচনা চক্ৰত আৰু বহু তথ্যভিত্তিক বৰ্ণনা আগবঢ়াই চাৰিওগৰাকী সমল ব্যক্তিয়ে। ব্যুৰ' ৰিপৰ্ট, প্ৰতিদিন টাইম।